Get ready for home education fun. Over 70 homeschool conventions await you. Are you looking for new ways to engage your kids in learning? And you're thinking, maybe I'd like to go to a homeschool convention. Well, they are back in full swing in 2024. So get out your calendar and find which of these 70 conventions best matches your homeschooling style, is near your home, and fits into your schedule. Whether you are an experienced homeschooler or just dipping your toe in to see what it's like, these conventions have something for everyone. From inspiring speakers to interactive workshops, you'll find a wealth of knowledge and resources at each and every event. Plus, you'll get to connect with other homeschoolers from all over, sharing ideas and making lifelong friendships. I can't undervalue enough the importance of meeting with other homeschoolers, because even if you've been homeschooling, you can find out which things have worked for them, whether it's classroom management or specific curricula or schedules or field trips. You can just talk about so many things. And if you're brand new, you can just ask any question. And they are such a welcoming crowd. So the connection is huge. So what can you expect to find at a homeschool convention? Be sure to check out my entire article. And I would say, be sure to check out the whole article be sure to check out the entire article that I wrote last year for last year's homeschool conventions on why you should go to a homeschool convention, because I list every single thing about it and what you should take and what you should expect and everything. But here are just a few of the highlights. Motivational speakers. You're going to meet inspiring leaders and authors who will share their expertise on specific homeschooling topics. Workshops. You're going to learn new and innovative techniques that will make homeschooling much more effective, efficient, and fun. Interactive exhibits. Get hands-on and interact on the interactive displays where you can test the products and you can see what each of these tools look like, and you can touch them and feel them and go through them. I loved doing this when I was looking for a writing program. I went through 6 of them, and it was easy for me to tell which ones just weren't going to make it. Informational sessions. Attend specialized sessions that will give you the latest information on things like state laws, curriculum, how to get funds, that kind of thing. It doesn't sound exciting, but those are the things you really want to know. And social events. You're going to network with those other homeschoolers, which is so important. So don't miss out on your chance to join the homeschooling revolution in 2024 with over 70 conventions across the U.S., and I have one listed in Canada. Get ready to boost your homeschooling game with an event that's sure to be full of learning, laughter, and inspiration. So 70 conventions is a lot to list, and then for me to put all of their little links or whatever in the show notes, that's just a whole lot of show notes. So what I did instead is I'm going to give you a really quick rundown here or a summary of some things that really stuck out for me. But in the show notes, I have a link, and I'm going to want you to zip over there, and that's going to take you to my blog. And in my blog, I have all of them listed, and I actually listed them by date, not by place. Everybody else on the web is going to list them by place. And I did that simply because, like, one of the ones that I've highlighted, I have 3 conventions that target special populations. And one is the Black Families Homeschool Convention. It's at the end of this month. It's in January, at the very end of January. Well, for me, if you're just looking at ones like in Georgia or whatever, but that's a really targeted one, you might want to really try to focus on that and go to that one. You got to get your act together now because it's at the end of this month. So I did it by date. Plus, you may be heading to, say, Alaska for some reason, and I think all of them in Alaska are in February. There's like 4. And you might just be able to pop in, say you're going to your sister's family's house, and you might just be able to pop into one there. So you don't even need to travel, like if there's the one in your state is 3 hours away, you don't even have to go to that one. So anyway, I did it by date. So you're going to zip over to my blog to get the summary with all of them listed. They have the links, they have the date, they have everything. So the first thing I noticed in my summary is if you live in Texas and you are homeschool curious, you have no excuse for not visiting a convention and learning about being a homeschooler, because they are having 6 this year, sprinkled throughout the spring and summer. It's hard to not step on a convention in Texas. There's a lot of them. The runner-up is split between Missouri and Alaska. Each of these states will be hosting 4 homeschooling conventions this year. And then, like I said, I have the 3 conventions that are targeting special populations. And there's a whole bunch of other conventions, and there's several states that aren't even having ones, but I just wanted to highlight these ones. So the Black Family Homeschool Conference, which is in Georgia at the end of this month, and then the Hispanic Homeschooling in Spanish Conference is in Davie, Florida in February. And finally, there is a Homeschooling Special Needs Expo at the end of June in North Carolina. If I had a special child in that population, my brother was actually of that population, but he was so severe he wasn't even being homeschooled, I would fly to that conference, because to me that would be so important and relevant to me. So be sure to grab your free checklist before you go to any of these conventions, because seriously, you're going to walk into the exhibit hall and you're going to want to buy everything. And they are really good at selling. I saw them selling stuff that was worthless for like $130. It was amazing. So I wrote for you a checklist on how to spot a quality writing program, because that is my love, that is my passion, and that is what I'm really, really good at. And so I shared with you everything you need to know about what you can find in a quality writing program. Get that in the notes. The link is right there, and it's 3 pages of what you do beforehand, how you need to prepare, what you need to look for, and then while you're there, the questions you should ask each and every vendor. If they can't answer one of those questions, run really fast. The movie quote this week is, "I guess this is where all the cool guys hang out." Fregley in Diary of a Wimpy Kid.